Well, we're making progress. And I'll show you what's going on right now. Got the forklift. Work smarter, not harder, boys. We have gotten her out. Just waiting for a buddy of mine to give me a hand so we can guide it out and I don't mess anything else up. This is where we're at right now. And that's what she looks like when she's out. As you can see, Formula foamed the living crap out of this, which is something I'm still going to use. So hopefully I can just clean it up and set my tank right back on top of it. I'm hoping that's a possibility. It's something I got to look into. Just kind of cut the edges out, get her back good, and then hopefully I can still use the bottom foam. There's a couple things I want to look at. I want to see what this back, I want to see what this back wall looks like. Looks a little rough, so I might have to replace this bulkhead. So we're going to find out. I'm going to do some inspecting and then see where we're at after that. Well, we got the fuel tank out and sitting over here on the ground. I'll show you that in a minute. But what I want to show you is some of this foam here. See, this is the foam that I took out of the boat. So you see how it's got a green tinge to it? Well, that's fuel, and it's soaked with fuel. So I think that bottom foam's got to come out. In fact, I don't think, I know. So I'm going to show you guys. So this is that piece of foam that I was showing you. If you want to see how absolutely soaked with this is, look at, that is fuel. So it is absolutely soaked with fuel. There's a large chunk. If you look back in the video, you can see there's a bunch of green stained foam. I think that's from some kind of reaction from the fuel. But yeah, that is soaked and that is coming out. And also, so I got the tank over here. So this is where that dark green stain was. And well, that's where I think my leak is. So if we look in this area here, so I think actually my leak was there or here. There's a pretty big pit right. We get a pretty big pit right there. But as you can see, there's some good corrosion here. I got a friend of mine coming by to look and see about welding or making a whole new tank. So we're gonna find out what's going on with that, what I can do, and well, that's our update, and that's where we're at right now. I'm digging some of the foam out of the inside of the boat. So I'm digging some of the foam out of the inside of the boat there, and we're gonna get some of that dug out today, hopefully. Figure out what we can do with this tank, hopefully, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so I'm back down inside my boat here. A buddy of mine just left and talked about the fuel tank, what it's going to cost. We're going to look at a couple different options, whether we're going to go stainless steel or aluminum. Just remaking the whole tank, not even bothering with that old with the old tank. Just totally remake it out of stainless steel or aluminum. Thinking maybe stainless steel. Don't think the weight difference is going to be too much. We're going to figure it out, and might go stainless. And then, so I'm now, and I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. So, see that green stain? So that is probably corrosion from the aluminum mixed with the fuel, and it has stained that green. So this is totally soaked with fuel here. I'll show you what I mean here. So if you look, get a little close, that is fuel. That is just completely soaked. So to get that, look at that, like completely soaked. So it looks like also these bulkheads aren't too bad at all. It looks like there's some there, but it's actually quite hard. So it doesn't look like these bulkheads are too bad. It doesn't look like I sustained a little damage, other than like we talked about that piece before, I'm gonna have to cut out. and we'll see how deep that goes, but hopefully not too bad. It looks like there's a bit of a separation right here, so not looking too bad. I mean, once we're past the horrible part of the leaking fuel tank, so I'm going to pull all this out, and I'll have to look into what it's going to cost to get this foam, but no big deal. I'm sure it's like a 2-part mix or a 3-part mix. We'll figure out what's going on there. But look at this. Look how much fuel is in there. That is crazy. Definitely no saving this fuel or this foam. Wow, that is just pure fuel soaked. Soaked with fuel. Jeez, that is pretty deep. About a 1/4 inch deep of fuel, maybe even more. Wow. This stuff reminds me of the texture of a juicy apple. That's what that reminds me of. Look at all the fuel. It reeks like fuel in here. That is not fun. Like I said, that reminds me of like a juicy apple when you're splitting one open. That is 100% fuel. Okay, so I'm back hunched down in my boat. Been here all day scraping out foam. Got almost all of this foam out, other than some crumbs, which I'm gonna wait till it dries out, and I'm probably gonna vacuum it up. Then it still smells like fuel in here. I reek like fuel. I've had it splashed in my face a million times. But yeah. So, but also I want to mention, this is a great time to do some changes that I want to make to this boat. So I mentioned before I want to redo this aft cabin and and nobody's ever really going to use it that much. But gives me a great time to kind of upgrade it and update it. And I think I mentioned that they have a white corrugated plastic paneling that I'm going to use. It looks nice. I've seen it used on some of our job sites, and it looks great. I think that's what I'm going to do on the inside here once I get everything back in. But so I'm going to show you what's happening here. Also, gives me a great time to install some AC in here. You know, so I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to get one of those freestanding units and build it in, run all the hosing, run the drain hose, run the exhaust hose to my side exhaust vents. I think that's what's going to happen here. So let me show you what's going on down here. So I know that looks dark there, but there's no rot. I don't know if you can see, no rot at all, just the lighting. And I got all this foam out. And there's still some fuel puddled up down there. That is fuel, and a good bit of it. So I'm going to have to rinse this out. Once I get, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry out a little bit. And then I'll come in here with a vacuum, and then I'll hose this all out. And let her flow. So no rot over there either. And so what I think they do is they hang the tank from these hoses. Like there's one there, and one there, and they're just stapled in. They're not quite touching. So I think they hang the tank from these hoses, install the 2x4 cross bracing right there, and over here. And then there's also some rubber stoppers, and there's another one there that went across the back over here. So what I think they do is they hang the tank from these hoses and then pour in their foam. And that, I believe, is how they do this. And I don't know, I'm not a boat builder of any sort. I just happened to try and fix up this old formula I got here. So I did not realize when I bought this boat that I was going to be running into trouble. But I mean, it's an old 89 boat, so what did I expect, I guess? But yeah, so here we are, and yeah, it's been a big job so far. Still got lots of work ahead of me. Fortunately, everything else from this point on is going to be just getting this boat back into shape, and hopefully, I mean, my put it back in the water in a month plans, I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I bought my slip already for the year, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully, I can gives me a little push to get it in the water. I don't think I have a ton of work left to do, to be honest with you. I mean, I do. I have a lot of building left to do, but this is kind of my area. And once I get the tank back, we decide what I'm going to do there. I think I'm going to go with the stainless steel tank for just a few dollars more, a little bit of weight, a little bit more weight. But I think the fuel-soaked foam that I scraped out of here probably is the extra weight of that stainless steel tank. And whoever gets this boat after me, or whether or not I keep this boat around, I think having the stainless steel tank might definitely pay off dividends, and I'll never have to do this again. Or hopefully nobody will ever have to do this again, I guess, depending on how long this boat sits around. But yeah, so this is where we're at, and just want to let you guys know.